The capture of Adolf Eichmann in 1960 revealed an incredible truth: that at the end of World War II, high-ranking Nazis fled the collapse of the Third Reich and found shelter in Argentina. And over the decades, several legends began to take root. First, that a secret organization brought even more senior-level Nazis to South America, where they planned to regroup and create a Fourth Reich. Legend also says that secret U-boats made it to South America, transporting crates of gold and stolen treasure. My mission is to separate fact from historical fiction. Recently, the Buenos Aires police uncovered the largest hidden collection of Nazi artifacts in the country's history. Archaeologists have also announced the discovery of a potential Nazi hideout deep in the jungle. And one historian thinks we've got history all wrong, and that the underground Nazi network was able to cover up the biggest secret of the 20th century. In June of 2017, Interpol agents investigating unusual art sales discovered the largest treasure trove of Nazi artifacts ever found in Argentina. The story garnered headlines around the world. Today, I've been granted unprecedented access to the objects. Chief Inspector, very nice to meet you.
Please, come with me.
Marcelo El Aibe is Argentina's Federal Police Commissioner for the Protection of Cultural Heritage. He leads me into a sealed evidence room where the artifacts are being stored. Oh my God. Unbelievable, this is all from one raid.
Yes.
Okay, where?
We found in a house in Buenos Aires, hidden away behind the library.
That doesn't happen in real life. This is like from the movies. Marcelo tells me the police received intel that a local art dealer was selling potentially illegal items. They raided his home, pushed aside a false bookcase, and discovered dozens of artifacts, including a bust of Adolf Hitler, a set of harmonicas for Nazi youth, even a Third Reich Ouija board with symbols for invade and destroy.
The idea that somebody would be making military decisions based on an occult object is literally crazy.
Despite the display of ornate objects, the crown jewel of the collection is fairly unassuming.
This is an important object.
It's a set of magnifying glasses.
But the most important thing is this.
It's a photograph of Hitler.
This was in the case.
This is the magnifying glass that he's holding in the photo.
Yes.
So if this is authentic, I'm holding something that was held by Adolf Hitler.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to put this down now. Okay, so how did these things get to Argentina after World War II? Clearly there was some channel to get them here.
Sí. Y es posible.
Marcelo says that many of the items likely entered Argentina after the war with high-ranking members of the Nazi Party.
And do you think that there is much more like this still out there to be found in Argentina?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for letting me in here. Thank you for letting us take a look at this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
The items offer strong evidence that after World War II, fleeing Nazis established a secret presence in Argentina. The codename Odessa was developed after the war to describe a suspected Nazi escape program from Europe. And it now appears that there was a so-called rat line, or path of escape, that led to Argentina. This effort to bring Nazis here was assisted in part by the Red Cross, who inadvertently provided transit papers to many fugitives. The Argentine government of Juan Perón aided Nazis as a way to get German investments to flow through Buenos Aires. Even his wife, the beloved Evita, was complicit. Where were they concentrated in Argentina? Were most of them here in the capital?
There were many waves. Many of them went to Misiones in the north.
Ariel believes that this remote province holds the key to learning more about the fugitives and what kind of support they had once they arrived here.
There's a hideout in the middle of the jungle.
Like a Nazi hideout?
Yeah. You have to see it.
If you
blindfolded me and dropped me off right here, I'd probably assume that I was in some Bavarian village high in the Alps. But of course, we are a long way from Germany. In reality, this is one of the most stunning, charming, and culturally confusing places in South America.
In 1994, a team of investigative journalists led by Sam Donaldson confronted a local school teacher here named Erich Priebke. Their research revealed his former profession, an officer of the Nazi SS involved in the massacre of 335 Italian civilians during the war. And there's a researcher here that believes Erich Priebke was the smallest of fish in a very big pond, and that Bariloche was hiding a secret that would rewrite history itself. Abel Basti, author of Bariloche Nazi, agrees to meet me on the shores of Lake Nahuel Huapi, where he believes he's found the truth about this region's dark past.
Abel.
Jos,
Hola.
¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás?
¿Qué tal?
Muy bien.
Bien, ¿y tú?
Muy bien, muy bien.
So look, I've seen that, yes, there is this huge German influence here, but do you think there were a lot of high-ranking Nazis here?
Sí, yo creo que tuvo la jerarquía.
Yes, I have no doubt that there were many high-ranking Nazis here in Bariloche.
And what about these stories about gold and treasure? Do you believe that that came to Bariloche as well?
Entre, digamos, el plan de evacuación.
We know that their evacuation plans considered the transport of people and cargo. And in that cargo, there were documents, technology, and gold.
All of that would have required a lot of organization. So who was in charge of all of this down in Bariloche? Who was pulling the strings?
Bueno, obviamente Hitler.
Hitler.
This was not the answer I was expecting. History seems clear on this point, that Hitler died at the end of the war. But Abel believes otherwise.
You believe Adolf Hitler was in Bariloche? Did not die in Germany?
Bueno, y te lo puedo probar.
If you want to know about Hitler, I can show you that he was here in Bariloche.
If you can prove that to me,
¿Sí?
that I would like to see.
Vamos.
Yeah. Let's go.
The idea that Adolf Hitler escaped to live out his days in Argentina is an indescribable horror, and one that I personally find hard to believe. But Bariloche is full of secrets, and I'm intrigued to see what Abel has to offer. So we push off onto the lake on a new mission, the hunt for Hitler. To discover the extent of Nazi infiltration in Argentina, I'm on a lake next to the idyllic but oddly German town of Bariloche. Historian Abel Basti believes that a secret network existed here to bring fleeing Nazis into the country after World War II. Not only that, he thinks the man at the heart of it all was Adolf Hitler himself. I'm doubtful, to say the least.
Conventional wisdom, Hitler dies in the Führer bunker in Germany.
Sí.
So, why do you believe otherwise?
Bueno, porque hay documentación.
Well, because there are documents, there are testimonials. There's a lot of evidence that Hitler didn't die in the bunker, and a lot of evidence that he was here in Argentina.
Wasn't there a good identification of his body, though?
Los soviéticos cuando llegaron al...
When the Soviets got to the bunker, they found a lot of bodies, and none of them was Hitler's.
The bunker where Hitler reportedly died was utterly destroyed by the time Soviet authorities first went through the rubble. They recovered skeletal fragments reported to be Hitler's, but even with modern DNA technology, no positive identification has ever been made. And in fact, declassified documents from U.S. intelligence indicate that Abel's theory is less far-fetched than I might think.
This is a classified memo from J. Edgar Hoover, director of the FBI. Subject is rumors Hitler may be in Argentina. Looks like he's asking somebody in a South America office if there's any facts to support the assertion. Wow.
Abel has a string of communiques from our own CIA that indicate a worldwide insecurity about the true fate of Hitler.
In the decade after the war, this does not seem to have been a settled question. This is insane. Okay, so what's the evidence that Hitler was here?
Los testimonios.
The testimonials, the witnesses, the people who swear under oath that they were with Hitler here in Argentina.
So what are these stories?
Bueno, principalmente...
Well, basically, they are about his life in Inalco.
The Casa de Inalco, or Inalco House, is an isolated mansion in the most remote corner of Lake Nahuel Huapi. Abel and other researchers claim this is where Hitler was secreted away in the aftermath of the war. Though unoccupied today, Inalco House is more off-limits than the presidential palace. The compound has been the subject of countless investigations, and researcher after researcher has been turned away by Inalco's reclusive owners.
And is it possible to go to the house?
No, imposible.
No, it's impossible. It's never been filmed and no one is allowed to shoot there.
Can you make an inquiry about the house, even if you think they'll say no?
¿Puedo llegar a hablar con algún
I can talk to some contacts of mine and try to see if it can be done. But I think it will be very difficult.
Okay, so in the meantime, what do we see from the lake?
Bueno, podemos ver otros lugares.
Well, the Nazis built other structures on this lake. I can prove it to you.
Great.
Abel has his associates in Bariloche start making calls about the Inalco House, and in the meantime, he navigates our boat to other sites that support his theory.
Allí está la torre.
He points out a Bavarian-style tower, which he claims was used as a lookout for boats crossing the lake. Interesting, but far from conclusive. Then, we glide past Wemmel Island, which has a more concrete history. It was here that an Austrian scientist named Ronald Richter conducted nuclear experiments on behalf of Perón's government. And nearby, Abel brings me to shore, where, at the top of a rise, I get a look at another mysterious structure.
Oh my God, wow! What is this?
Este es el búnker.
It's a bunker. That's crazy. It's huge.
Built just after the war, Abel believes that this concrete bunker, as well as the Bavarian guard tower, were positioned on the lake specifically to protect access to the forbidden Inalco House.
Es perfecto eso.
It's in a perfect strategic place.
But is it actually a Nazi bunker? We'll need to find evidence to prove it.
Oh, it goes way back. Are there any official explanations for what this building is?
Yo busqué papeles oficiales.
I looked for paperwork, permits. Officially, this building doesn't exist, and it never existed.
Abel searches the front part of the complex, while I go around the side to access a lower level.
It just goes on and on. Look at this. Okay, so each one of these stalls that's made up from the foundation work drops way down. Let's see where they go. Here we go. Okay, not a lot to hold on to here. No, wait.
Gosh, you all right?
I'm okay. Whew. That was nasty. All right, let's see what's down here. Looks like bits of rebar that have fallen in as well. And oh, look at this. Old wood. Probably the original wood from the building. Looks charred. Really, really moldering old wood. All of the evidence of what was here looks to have been obliterated.
The fact that this structure has no official purpose is intriguing, but Abel's tour has been heavy on speculation.
¿Y eso cuándo puede ser? Mañana.
But up above, our luck may be changing for the better.
Muy bien, muy bien. Muchas gracias. Hey, Josh!
You find something?
Yes!
What's up?
It's possibly Inalco.
Wait.
Tomorrow Inalco. Hey!
The house. The house. How is it possible?
Bueno, yo creo que ellos...
I think we finally wore them down. The owners of Casa Inalco have never fully investigated the property, and they want to settle this Hitler question once and for all.
So tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
All right, let's get back to the boat. Come on, awesome news.
We make plans to head to the Inalco house the next morning. When the sun rises, Abel believes we may finally learn whether Adolf Hitler survived the war and escaped to Argentina.
¿Cómo estás? Josh, Sergio. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Sergio Catabillan is an expert in ground-penetrating radar technology and intends to scan the grounds around the house for any hidden secrets. After loading up our gear, we push off from the docks and set a course through the rain and fog toward a foreboding Casa de Analco. After 30 minutes on the water, the fog lifts slightly, and we get our first glimpse of Analco.
The house. Here.
Just by itself.
A potential treasure trove of answers, and totally off limits, except to us.
Abel, the dock looks good. Looks safe.
Es muy antiguo, es muy viejo.
Oh, and yes, it's very antique.
Sí.
As the weather begins to turn for the worse, we disembark at the only spot that seems feasible, an old rotting dock that appears to be on the brink of collapse.
This is bad.
Once we're safely ashore, we forge onward toward the house. Its scope and scale only set in once we get the full view.
Oh, wow. The Analco house. It's huge.
The grounds are enormous. To find evidence either of Hitler or some other high-ranking Nazi, Abel, Sergio, and I huddle up to make a plan.
I know you're convinced that Hitler was here. I want evidence. We need to find something from that era. Okay, so let's start with GPR. Yep?
Okay.
Okay.
Sergio sets up his radar unit and begins the long process of scanning, while Abel and I proceed to the main house. The mansion is huge and imposing. We peer in the windows, but nobody has inhabited this place for years. All of the ways in appear sealed. Thankfully, the owners left a side door unlocked for us.
Open.
Oh, bien.
After you.
Bueno, gracias.
Here we go. Look at this place.
It's perfect.
It's like a time machine.
The house was built around the time of the war and clearly was once a lavish retreat. But today, it stands like an eerie ghost on the edge of the lake.
Yo creo que si esto es la cocina.
That was the kitchen, and this is the area for the dining room.
Wow. The most spectacular setting.
Sí. Vivían.
They lived here with a view of the mountains, the lake, the trees.
We make our way into Analco's kitchen. It's as stripped down as the rest of the house.
So if Hitler was here, where would his room be, do you think?
Upstairs, the master bedroom.
Let's see what's upstairs.
There's a chill in the air that matches the feeling that goes up my spine as we investigate the upper floor.
Bathroom,
Uno, dos.
bedroom, bedroom.
Sí, a ver.
So 2 bedrooms, 2 different rooms in the master suite. Master bedroom, beautiful view of the lake.
Un balcón.
Balcony, view of the lake, large bed.
Fireplace. So you think that Hitler lived in this room?
Sí, yo creo que.
Yes, this is very similar to the Berghof.
The Berghof was Hitler's mountain chalet in the Bavarian Alps, which was used to both entertain and plan vital war operations.
This house is clearly from the right time period, but there's nothing left in it. So I want to look around to see if there's anything left over. Why don't you look around the front part of the house? I'm going to go to the back.
Bien.
Is that okay?
Bien.
We split up to look through the house. Abel checks the walls for false panels, while I go to explore Analco's darkest corners. From the attic to rotting side rooms
Could not be any freakier.
to hidden crawl spaces, all empty. I'm starting to lose hope. Then, in one of the far reaches of the old mansion, I find a doorway leading down. Way down.
Oh, basement. Oh my God. Look at this house of horrors. Oh my God, look at this. Boiler room. Look at this thing. This must have heated the whole place at one point, but it is long out of commission now. I mean, it is terrifying down here. This whole shelf just collapsed. What is this place? There's just junk everywhere. Old pots and pans and lids. Old mugs and plates. Must have been storage for the dining room upstairs. But no smoking gun. Let's head back upstairs. See how the GPR's going.
We head back outside where the light is fading. Sergio has been scanning the entire grounds, and now he's ready to show us the results.
Okay, I surveyed all the field. In most of the field, nothing. But in the middle of the field, I heard something.
I use a handheld metal detector to try and pinpoint the source of the signal.
You got something?
Which it most certainly does.
Yeah.
¿Qué es eso?
It's a coin? Hey! Hey! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Come here, look at it!
Look!
Look at it! Look at it, come here! Look! It's a Nazi coin!
Hold on.
Look at it! Look at it.
The swastika.
There's a swastika on it. Are you kidding me? It's a Nazi coin!
Pero no es una...
It's not a German coin from after the Reich. It's from the Third Reich.
No question.
Sí,
What is a Nazi coin doing here?
porque acá había nazis.
Because there were Nazis here. They had Nazi coins.
Hitler se le
It's possible that Hitler himself dropped this coin in the area.
Perfecto.
I don't know if this means Hitler was here, but I think it means Nazis were here.
Bueno, tenemos que...
We need to keep searching more ground, but you already have proof. You believe or don't you believe?
I'm starting to believe a little.
Despite the obvious joy of discovery in this moment, the find is a sobering one. The coin doesn't prove that this house was Hitler's, but it very possibly belonged to a Nazi who, like many others in Argentina, escaped justice. The Nazis of the Third Reich are almost all dead now. For those who have successfully hidden for 70 years, there will likely be no prosecution. But the fight against what the Nazis stood for cannot end now. With Nazi artifacts still being traded, and with Nazi stories still being revealed, there is more work to be done. Sadly, the specter of fascism seems to be rising again around the world. There is no better way to fight its evils than to know its full history. There's no more important task than ensuring that this time, no one can be complicit.